Please watch to the end. Comment and respond to other people's comments.
Just learning this afternoon that a teenager accused of shooting and killing a woman will now be tried as an adult. Just in the last 15 minutes, we've learned this. Pamela Cabriales was killed while she was stopped at a light at Colfax and I-25. This happened back in February of 2021. Police say 2 teenagers were in the car. They thought that Cabriales bumped into her. Until today, prosecutors have not identified that suspected shooter because he was 14 when this happened. Today, prosecutors tell us Remi Cordova pulled the trigger, and they will be trying him as an adult. The other suspect, Nishan Johnson, was sentenced to 35 years in prison. Police say he was driving a getaway car after.
Breaking news tonight at 6. A Denver judge has ruled a teenager being held for a shocking murder will be tried as an adult. Pamela Cabriales was killed in February of 2021. She got into a minor fender bender with another car on Colfax near I-25. A 14-year-old boy, now identified as Remi Cordova, is accused of getting out of the car to shoot and kill Cabriales. Cordova, who is now 17, has been linked to gang activity. No date has been set for his trial. The other teen in that car at the time, the man you're seeing on that screen right there, Nishan Johnson, has already been tried, convicted, and sentenced to 35 years in prison for his part in that murder.
It's highly unlikely the teenager accused of gunning down a woman after a fender bender will get out of jail while he waits for his trial. Pam Cabriales was shot and killed after she rear-ended a vehicle at Colfax and I-25 back in 2021.
The person accused of pulling the trigger was just 14 years old at the time, and today he made his first court appearance in adult court. Fox 31's Matt Morrow joining us now with the latest in this case, and the problem solvers have been following for years now. Matt.
Erica, Jeremy, and the judge all but made sure that Remi Cordova will stay in jail for now, setting his bail at $5 million cash. Cordova was originally charged with murder as a juvenile, but the Denver District Attorney's Office asked for him to be charged as an adult, and last month the judge agreed. The senseless shooting happened back on February 20th of 2021. Pam Cabriales here was on her way home from dinner with a friend, got into a crash on Colfax at I-25. That's when prosecutors say Cordova, again just 14 years old at the time, grabbed a high-powered rifle, got out, and shot Cabriales in the head, killing her. She was 32 years old. Prosecutors say Cordova, an alleged gang member, already had a criminal record and was in the juvenile justice system at the time and did not take advantage of it. They wanted him tried as an adult and wanted a high bail, which is again what they got, $5 million cash.
Well, a Denver teenager charged with a horrific murder will face his first court appearance tomorrow as an adult. Remi Cordova was just 14 when he allegedly killed Pamela Cabriales back in 2021. But a judge has ordered that Cordova be tried as an adult. Despite that, the DA tells us they still can't legally release his mugshot. He'll be in court tomorrow for his first adult court appearance.
The teen who shot and killed a Denver mother after a fender bender 3 years ago will now be spending the rest of his life in prison. He's going to be eligible for parole after 40 years. The now 18-year-old was just 14 at the time. Prosecutors argued that Cordova killed Cabriales to earn status with a gang. He was convicted of first-degree murder last month.
Judge in Denver sentenced a teenager to life in prison today for the murder of a 32-year-old mother. It was an emotional hearing as her family shared the pain they still feel 3 years later.
9 News reporter Ria Jha joins us now with what happened in court today.
Prosecutors say Cordova pulled up next to her at a red light and fired 8 shots into her car. Cabriales was 32 years old and left behind her 5-year-old son, Leo. In court today, her family said he still asks about her. In February 2021, Lorenzo Rodriguez had to sit down his 5-year-old son.
Leo, we need to talk.
For the most difficult conversation of his life.
You know your daddy loves you very much. It's about your mommy. Mommy died and is no longer with us.
Rodriguez relived this at the sentencing hearing for the teenager convicted of shooting and killing his ex-wife, Pamela Cabriales, as she sat in her car at a red light.
Remi's senseless act of pure evil has left our family with a loss that words cannot describe.
A judge sentenced Remi Cordova to life in prison for first-degree murder. Cordova was 14 when he got in a fender bender with Pamela and pulled out an AR-15 style rifle.
I'm terribly sorry for the pain that you guys feel, but I cannot take responsibility for something that I did not do.
Cordova said it was another teenager in the car who pulled the trigger. He told the court he will appeal his conviction.
I'm not the monster or the murderer that I have been painted to be by the Denver's District Attorney Office.
For Pamela's family, his sentence is the bare minimum for the loss they faced.
Pamela was more than just my sister. She was loving, she was kind, she was the heartbeat of our family.
Her brother Alex and her mom Irma said time hasn't made it any easier. Knowing they're facing many more difficult conversations.
What do you do when your child asks you, who's going to take care of me if you die, Daddy? I'm sad because I don't want to lose you.
Now, because he was a juvenile at the time of the shooting, Cordova will be eligible for parole after 40 years. He was also sentenced to an additional 8 years in prison for attempted murder of the driver behind Pamela. He'll serve that consecutively with the life sentence.